Hello, everyone. Um, I I hope this is going live. It's always an adventure. I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, and I talk about the ketogenic diet, how I have lost 97.4 pounds since starting it 4 years ago, and how I like to talk with other people about how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your lives with the ketogenic diet. So, hi. Today's topic is one that, I wonder if people who are taking the time, thank you, cuckoo, my keto cuckoo. The people who are bothering to tune in maybe did not put much stock in a recent publication about diet rankings and which are the supposed best and which are at the bottom of the list. I don't put much stock in it. Frankly, I don't put much stock in any lists like that. I think this same publication publishes rankings of the best party universities. So not necessarily what one would call in-depth journalism. But that said, people can wonder what's up with this. Here are my thoughts. First of all, what should be the best ranked diet for you? What's the best ranked diet for you? It's the one that works for you. That's what's the best. And we're all different. And any of these myriad diets, everything from flexitarians to vegetarian to vegan, to Jenny Craig to Nutrisystem to the DASH diet, to the Mediterranean diet, to the ketogenic diet, to Weight Watchers. Any of the Biggest Loser diet is still on there. Isn't that wasn't the Biggest Loser kind of debunked a little bit? Maybe not. But the, move more, eat less protocol. So whatever works for you is what's best. That's number one, numero uno. Whatever works for you. What worked for me and what works for many people, particularly those who have struggled with weight and been vexed by how following a pyramid-style diet forget about not very effective. It could actually make you hungry and exhausted and angry and hangry and demoralized. So if you find yourself in that category, maybe you want to try the ketogenic diet. Quick primer, for those of you who don't know, the ketogenic diet is one where you reduce your carbohydrate intake to the level where your liver is not pumping out glucose, which is sugar. And when your body does not have glucose, it's not burning glucose for fuel, it will happily flip over to burning ketones or fat for fuel. That's what the ketogenic diet is. It really talks about the fuel source for your body. And it's very effective for people who are insulin resistant. It is absolutely recommended for people who are type 2 diabetics. If you have other medical conditions, you do want to make sure that a knowledgeable doctor guides you through this. If you're on blood pressure medications, if you're taking insulin, if you're taking metformin, before you start reducing your carbs because you don't want your blood sugar to drop too low. But if you're an otherwise healthy person who has weight to lose, has joint pain, is tired of feeling like a schlub, it's a great way to eat. So that is my take on it. Again, whatever works for you. Many people are successful on Weight Watchers. Let's do not miss the point, though, that many of those diets that were on the list, way above the ketogenic diet, the dieter needs to purchase something, whether it's meals or meetings or whatever gizmos go along with it. I don't know what you purchase with, some of them. I don't know. Do you have to pay for meetings? I don't know. And if they are companies they spend advertising dollars. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but let's keep in mind, if a publication is ranking anything, widgets, cars, diet programs, and if that publication has advertisers that maybe overlap, I don't know, let's think about it. I just thought of something. I do want to back up by way of saying, if you have other medical issues going on, that doesn't mean you can't do this diet. I believe that in U.S. News, in their description of the ketogenic diet, they said it is not recommended to treat type 2 diabetes, but maybe can help in preventing it. I beg to differ. And I would love to see a show of hands of anybody in here whose type 2 diabetes is, call it cured or in remission or under control or greatly, reduced medications. Please just say if your type 2 diabetes has been treated successfully with the ketogenic diet. So I don't think they have it exactly correct there. And Colleen Metzinger Coliocho, a new patron, thank you, writes that Weight Watchers is expensive. Pamela Hunt writes, frankly, after being on many of those top of the list diets, the only thing they kept me was fat and poor. Okay. So again, do what works for you. There is no saying that you can't do beautifully in Weight Watchers. There's nothing saying you can't do beautifully on Move More, Eat Less, if it works for you. The best diet is the one that you'll do and works for you and you're happy with, and you're not feeling hungry all the time. But more and more people with whom I speak, more and more people who take the time to share their stories with me and with others, are really, I'm sorry, just putting a lie to the idea that this nutrition protocol is either unhealthy or a fad or fake. It's been around a really long time. You do know that, right? It's called the Banting diet in South Africa for William Banting, who first wrote about it in 1863. 1863. Johns Hopkins used it for years to treat epileptic children. And this was before the advent of insulin available to people. It was the way people with type 1 diabetes, that means their pancreas simply does not produce insulin, how they managed to stay alive. They ate this way. So the diabetic cookbook, written, I don't know, the first decade of the 1900s, I believe, is essentially this. All right, so again, keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer total, not net, a day. 0 is fewer. Eat luscious fatty sources of protein, and don't eat if you're not hungry. Many people have started this diet with the new year, and several have reached out to me, and I imagine they've reached out to other people and on other sites and everything else. I'm a little concerned. I'm not hungry. How am I going to get my calories in? What do we say about that? Don't get your calories in. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Don't let an app or a government guideline or a size weight chart tell you how many calories you need to eat a day. Keep in mind, your body, by definition, gets the calories it needs. It eats it from your body. It's great. That's what this is all about. Your body mobilizing fat stores on your backside, on your hips, on your belly, on your upper arms. Mobilizing those fat cells for the energy. So your body gets the calories it needs, by definition. You're still here, right? Don't eat if you're not hungry. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Don't get calories in. Don't get fat in. There's no minimum requirement of grams of fat. Just eat protein sources that come with its naturally occurring fat, which means chicken with the skin, eggs with the yolks, full-fat dairy if you can tolerate it, no milk but heavy cream. Why not milk? Because there's lactose, which is sugar in milk. When they take the cream out, the fat part, the rest is sugar. So milk has more sugar. Heavy cream has more fat. Bacon with the fat. Chuck roast instead of an eye of the round. Nice marbled meat. Pork chops with fat. Breakfast sausages. Eat those. I never measured grams of protein, never paid any attention. It's not part of the protocol. It'll just work out. I never counted the M word. Never did. Never will. If you just keep your grams of carbohydrate, 20 grams or fewer a day. Don't eat if you're not hungry, and eat fatty sources of protein. It all works out. There's no minimum requirement for vegetables. If you want to think about a maximum, think about a cup a day of non-starchy vegetables and about 2 cups a day of leafy greens. Not 7 cups a day. 2. And what does that mean? You don't even need a cup. You don't even need a measuring cup. About the size of your fist. Use your fist as a guide. That's about a cup. And this is about 2 cups. Now, of course, if you're a ginormous, huge dude, you might have big, ham hocks for hands. But you can probably stand to eat more if you're a giant, huge person with ham hocks for hands. There's no minimum anything you need. I eat when I'm hungry. I don't arbitrarily not eat, if you hear what I'm saying. Not a big fan of that. And I'll tell you why. And there's another, but it works for many people. They love it. They love the structure of not eating between, outside of certain feeding time zones. Wouldn't work for me because some mornings I wake up very hungry. And some days I'm not hungry until 3 p.m. And some days I'm very hungry several times. Depends. And it's not the same every day. Why would it be? Why should it be the same every single day? I think I'm on about a 36-hour cycle of, I don't need to eat today, to, wow, I'm really hungry. So it's not every day. But anyway, let me tell you why I don't arbitrarily not eat if I listen. If I'm hungry, I eat. Because for one thing, I find, because I've experimented with fasting before, and I can do it. I think I went 2 days, a little over 2 days I went without eating, just as an experiment. And I could do it, but I did find that all of us, I was thinking about food. I don't want any more intrusive thoughts of food. I'm done with that. That's part of my past. And also, if I waited too long, I overate. I overcompensated. So it all came out to be a wash. So I just eat when I'm hungry. That's what works for me. And don't drink your fat, someone just wrote. What's in my mug? I've had my coffee for the day, and I put 2 teaspoons, sometimes 1 teaspoon of heavy cream in my coffee. This is actually bouillon with some added spices. I like cayenne pepper, turmeric, and ginger. I do want to talk, before we go too much further, about an upcoming event I'm really excited about. Go Keto with Casey Roadshow, being held in Greensboro, North Carolina. There will be opportunities to hang out from Friday evening, the 16th of March, through probably noonish Sunday, the 18th. But there will be a program. Dr. Eric Westman is going to be presenting. Nurse Jackie Eberstein is going to be presenting. I'll be presenting. And we'll all be commiserating with each other. I'm really excited about it. There will be a wine reception Friday evening at a local wine establishment, and we can all hang. And as far as I know, Dr. Westman and Jackie Eberstein will be there as well, so you get to just kind of hang and have wine with like-minded people and with world experts on this topic. How cool. This is a ticketed event. There is a cost to it. have to make sure to cover people's expenses. If you go to my blog, caseydurango.com, click on the tab and you can register. And I need head counts for things like the wine reception and all that. But it should be good. There'll be giveaways, there'll be fun, there'll be opportunities to share your stories. It's at the Burmill Clubhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. More information to follow on the website. There is an event tab here, and there's an event tab at my page, Go Keto with Casey, Facebook page. There's also an event tab at the Keto After 40 with Casey Facebook group. We've had a really good turnout so far, good response. A lot of people saying they're coming. There is a block of rooms being reserved at the Battleground Inn, which is the one closest to the facility. And when the certain number of rooms get booked, there's a discount, 10% discount. So there's a block of rooms reserved, and the promo code is KETO, K-E-T-O. So, alrighty. So I hope you guys can make it. There is a discount for patrons. And if you're a patron and you don't know what the discount code is, go listen to one of the recent morning snippets. For those of you who don't know, plug for Patreon. I produce content, patron-only content at patreon.com, patreon.com/Go Keto with Casey. Every weekday morning I do quick little videos, but the main thing is there's a patron-only forum there. Only patrons can access it. And I promise, I really think people don't pledge support to get access to me. They pledge support to get access to each other. It's a wonderful group. Does anyone have anything? And I would like to turn attention to comments. And I'm sorry, they tend to slip by fairly quickly. So, Moose Fisher writes, I saw your video on dry brushing. Do you still do it? And how often? I do. I don't do it every day. But I do. And it's just quick little things. For those of you who don't know, dry brushing is just what it sounds like. You have a brush, and it's made for being on your body, so it's not like a hair brush with really hard bristles. And you can do it before you jump in the shower. You brush towards your heart. So brush up your arms, up your legs, down your chest, shoulders, towards your heart. And it's supposed to help with circulation. I don't know whether it does or not, but it doesn't hurt, and it feels good. Thank you, Dimitri says Patreon is great. Thank you so much. Judy Bowie asks, you talk about wine. Isn't wine sugar? I miss my dinner wine. I have consumed wine and spirits straight on through. There's a line in Frankie and Grace, or Grace and Frankie on Netflix, where Jane Fonda's character says there's special rules for alcohol. It's the truth. There's sugar in grape juice, but the fermentation process eats the sugars, okay, to make the wine, make the alcohol. Now, if you don't already drink, don't start just because you can, unless you want to. If you find that it's better for you to not consume alcohol, and you certainly don't want to do it in excess, keep in mind that your liver must tend to the alcohol before it does anything else. It rightly views alcohol as a toxin. It won't impact ketosis if you're in ketosis. There's a small study of which I was a part that confirms that so far. But your liver must deal with that. So if you're overburdening your liver with alcohol, that's not good anyway. But it's just, think of it as hitting the pause button on fat burning. But a glass of wine at dinner, too. That's how that works. Yeah, and then the question comes up a lot. Pamela, can you get the dry brush in a pharmacy? You can probably get it anywhere. You can probably get it at Target. You can get it at one of the Bed Bath & Beyonds. You could probably get it in a pharmacy. I should put a link on my blog to the Amazon. Tacky affiliate links, but girls got to make a living. Okay, Carolise asks about kombucha. I've not studied that, but my understanding would be the same thing. Fermented foods need the sugar to do the fermentation. Same thing with yogurt. So while Milk is not on the list. A bit of yogurt is okay. We actually make our own yogurt here because the yogurt cultures, the fermentation, the thing that gives it that tang, eats the sugars. I don't drink kombucha just because it's not part of my rotation. My son, my older son, and his wife make it at their home. They also make their own cabbage. They're very earthy. Okay, someone asked if lactose-free milk is okay. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe someone else here does. The thing is, look at labels. Just look at the label and look at the carbs. Don't subtract out fiber, don't subtract out sugar, alcohols. It's carbohydrates per serving. Casey, do you have a coupon for Adapt cookies? Hey, Earth. On my blog, there is a link to Adapt for products. Again, it's an affiliate link. I don't think they have cookies, Earth. They have bars, they have cereals, they have coffee shots. Now, I'm going to say something about that. You don't need any special foods for this. Again, one reason the ketogenic diet is going to fall at the bottom of a lot of lists. There's nothing to sell. Who's advertising the ketogenic diet? Who has a? If you have a product to sell for the ketogenic diet and you're pushing it, I'm going to look at you sideways. No keto products needed. Tools, yes. If you want a food scale, if you want testing strips, but you don't have to test. But as far as food products, there's nothing special. Eat food. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day. Total, not net. Like I say, don't blame keto for what the net carbs did. Don't blame keto for what the almond flour did. But the Adapt products, and Dr. Westman oversaw this. They are truly low carb. They're so low carb that they don't even ship some of the things in warm weather because, well, it doesn't hurt the quality or the safety of it. They're not full of stabilizers. They're the opposite of a Twinkie. Let's put it that way. We all know that there's like a 45-year-old Twinkie out there somewhere that looks, tastes, and is exactly the same as the day it was packaged because it's so full of fake. Adapt products are not full of fake. They're full of food. I don't use them because I don't need them. But I can endorse them because I know the source. I've had the pleasure of speaking with the owner of the company. They are to help people with compliance. My husband has eaten when he's traveling. He travels a couple of times a year to Colombia, South America. And he might spend 20 hours in travel status. And an Adapt bar is a lot better than a $30 bunless hamburger in New Jersey's airport. So anyway, I don't need them because I work from my kitchen. But you can go to my blog. There's a link to the Adapt products, and you can go over there and peruse and see what they've got. That's the only food product that I would ever endorse. And again, I don't use them because I don't need them. Colleen says, I'm eating bacon as I watch this. Lucky you. Ketone products equals expensive pee. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna say something fairly strong here. One of my patrons shared that she's a new patron, and she said, I'm happy to be a patron because it saves me $300 on 2 months' supply of keto products, exogenous ketones, keto shakes. I was bowled over $150 a month. I've never priced those things because I don't put any store in those. And they're just a waste. It's not what you put in your mouth that gets you burning body fat. It's what you don't put in your mouth. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day. I was appalled at that. Now, everyone needs to make a living. If nobody sells, nobody works. I understand that. But people who are selling false hope are low. People who are selling products, and some of these people know that these products are not only not effective, but can be counterproductive. They know it. They just don't care anymore. If they ever did. People who take advantage of those of us who have suffered for years, for decades, struggling because we followed the advice we were given. And we suffered. A great experiment was carried out on us. It failed. It's still failing. And we have blamed ourselves because that was the other thing we were told. If you would just have more willpower, things would be better. Just move more, eat less. No, we are compelled to eat, many of us are compelled to eat more carbs when we're burning glucose for fuel. Our brain is telling us to eat more. Think about it. You've eaten breakfast. Government recommended breakfast of whatever, orange juice and bran muffin. That's all 100% sugar, by the way, all of it. As far as your liver's concerned, it's all sugar. So you've eaten it. Why are you hungry at 10 when you ate at 8? It takes 4 hours to digest food. It's because your brain needs more glucose. Glucose is fast fuel, and you have to keep it coming. Ketones are nice, luxurious, slow fuel. And your brain is perfectly happy for hours. When you start the ketogenic diet and the first time you realize you've forgotten to eat, that it's 3:30 p.m. and you've not eaten all day and you didn't think about eating, that's when you know you're doing it right. But anyway, people who know, people who sell this stuff, that goes beyond everybody needs to make a living. It's almost literally snake oil. Do what you want to do. Spend your money where you want to spend your money. Frankly, $150 a month for shakes or oils or whatever it was, need to make sure it's not my smartphone telling me someone's buzzing in. It's not one of my kids. It's not my lovely mate, so I don't pause. I'd rather spend that $150 on a full prime rib that my lovely mate can portion and will eat. Or frankly, on some sassy shoes, which I can now wear. If you have been struggling, as many of us have done, for decades, and you thought you were too old, I hear this every day. There is not a day that I do not get messages multiple times. Is it too late for me? I'm 63. Have I wrecked my body too much? I'm 47. I'm a mother of 3. Will this work for me? Okay, I'm not yet 63, I'm 59, but I was 47, and I'm the mother of 3 grown children. And it worked. If I can do this, you can do this. I started this at age 55, nearly 100 pounds heavier. I'm 115 and a half pounds off my heaviest weight, and I'd been heavy for a very, very long time, and I had given up. And that's why I get so upset at these people who are selling exogenous ketones, Keto OS. I won't call the brand products, but baked goods that are supposedly keto. You know, keto is an unregulated term. People can slap it on anything they want. Someone could say keto ice cream. Non-starter, by the way. Don't do the fake ice cream and all that stuff. Don't do it. It's just slippery slope. Anyway, You take people who have tried for decades. They've given up hope. Maybe they were like me, totally gave up hope. I just didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. That's what got me on this. I gave up the thought of losing weight. I spent 1 year, the year of the triathlons. I trained for and participated in, I think, 4 sprint level triathlons. Not very well. Every single one I finished after the results were already posted and the vendors were packing up. I did finish. No, the move more, eat less didn't work. I worked with a nutritionist, didn't work. And all I did was think about food. So anyway, if you think you've tried everything, try one more thing. Follow it. Don't play around with it. The people with whom I speak who are the most successful just don't play. No fake baked goods. No almond flour. No coconut flour. No shakes. No net carbs. It truly is as simple as this. Keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day, total, not net. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Eat fatty sources of protein. Don't worry about pie charts and percentages. That's it. It is that simple. Not to say it is easy, because there are a lot of other forces at work in our lives. But if I can do this, I promise you that you can do this. You don't need to buy anything. You can't even buy any my mugs anymore. They're all sold out. Thank you. And you don't need special mugs or calendars. You don't need test strips. I tested very much in the beginning to learn, and I like data. But you don't have to buy test strips or anything. Yes, Carolee Hamilton. Did I say no almond flour? Yes, I said no almond flour. It's not on the food list. Go to my blog, look under keto resources. The first thing is the food list I followed. Almonds in their whole form or in their pulverized form are not on the list. No nuts are on there. Kathy Cannon, never give up hope. Lost my dad due to diabetes, food, and I do not want my kids to see me die due to poor food choices. I'm going to share with you, I've shared this before, and then I'm going to start wrapping up. I've been diagnosed and treated for cancer 3 times in my life. The first when I was, I think, 30 and pregnant with our 3rd child. It was very dramatic. It was an invasive form of cancer. And he is now 27 years old, so all ended well. And then 2 more times throughout. One day, one of my older brothers, I was the 6th of 7 children, first daughter. So one of my brothers called to say he had just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. He's the one closest to me in age, and I've sadly lost 3 brothers. 1 to complications from diabetes. He stroked out, he ignored it, and he stroked out. Anyway, my brother said he was really upset. I've been just diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I commiserated with him. And I was sitting at this very kitchen counter where I'm standing right now. Got off the phone, and I had this thought. Because I knew I was next. I was on deck. I was borderline bad everything. I was really heavy. I was miserable. I was depressed. Everything hurt. And I was on deck. Everybody on both sides of my family had either type 1 or type 2 diabetes eventually. And I thought, I can explain to my kids why mommy is going to die of cancer. But I can't really face them and say, I'm going to lose my feet to diabetes or a kidney or my eyesight. I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I would be mortified. I Googled how to not take insulin for diabetes. Up came the white coat video of Dr. Eric Westman. By the way, he may give the white coat presentation at the Greensboro Go Keto with Casey Roadshow event. And I hope he brings his white coat. He'll talk about other things as well. Anyway, So I watched it and it made sense. So it's a 20-minute video. 20 minutes changed my life. The next time I ate, I just didn't have any carbs. I just left off the carbs. I ate just about everything else in the house, but I left off the carbs. If I can do this, you can do this. Next time you eat, leave off the carbs. And the next time you eat after that, same thing. And don't eat if you're not hungry. And don't let an app tell you how many calories you need. And don't let your friends telling you that you're going to wreck your health. Do your own research. But make sure that your sources of information know what they're talking about. Make sure they're not trying to sell you something. If you are watching a YouTube personality and there's a corresponding website with supplements and powders and kits, please question that person's intentions, motivations, and their knowledge. Some people can sound very knowledgeable, and they're really just trying to sell you something. Excuse me. Yes, God bless Dr. Westman. Absolutely. And I'm very excited that he'll be at the Greensboro event. It's going to be great, guys. It really is. I really am excited about it. For those of you who are just jumping on, March 16th through the 18th, Go Keto with Casey Roadshow event with Dr. Eric Westman, Jackie Eberstein, and me, and you guys. Share stories. I've heard from now 2 introverts who say, I would like to go, but I'm really an introvert. We can have a special table for introverts. You can all be there very quietly. No one's going to be put on the spot. And everyone that's coming is highly motivated. We've got people coming from Florida that they've already registered and paid and everything. Florida, New Jersey, South Carolina, North Carolina, Oregon, Oklahoma. Did I say Maryland already? And I haven't looked recently, so this is going to be cool. 10% discount at the Battleground Inn, but there are many other places to stay. We're going to have a wine reception Friday evening. You don't have to come. They also serve coffee and things like that if you are not a wine drinker. It should be fun. So go to my blog, kcdurango.com, and register. Uh-oh. Her videos are like 9-minute commercials. I hope you're not talking about me. I'm not trying to sell anything. Albany is 10 hours away. Someone's driving down from the New York, New Jersey area, and she's offered to let's get a group together. No almond flour, seriously, no almond flour. Yeah, it's very confusing. Here's the thing. Do what works for you. Not only are almonds calorically dense, they're also higher in carbs. A serving of almonds is like that many almonds. And they're very easy to overeat. But I don't want to eat the foods, I don't want to have fake versions of the food that got me here in the first place. I don't want my life to be about food anymore. I'm done with it being about food. I'm done with the food. I eat when I'm hungry. Delicious food. But I don't think about it. And I'm not trying to fake things out. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Wish you would have seminars in Cleveland, Ohio. Listen, there is the possibility of more Go Keto with Casey Roadshow events. That is in the possible works. Possibly one in 2018 in the Pacific Northwest, in the Portland, Oregon area. We'll see what happens with that. Hi from Denmark. Oh, you're not coming. Dang. And that would have been fun if you could. Okay, something's going off. That's not, I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Food is not the boss of me. I've got t-shirts that say that. I want to say thank you to my friends at campusmarketing.com. Not a sponsor, but a friend of the show. And I don't have them on the shop yet, and frankly, I need to concentrate on getting a couple of things done for the Keto Roadshow stuff. I've got to tweak the website, and I've got to get some other things done, so I can't be doing product fulfillment right now. But they are black t-shirts, long sleeve and short, with beautiful graphic that says, "Food is not the boss of me. Go keto with Casey," in a little tiny print. Sizes small to 2X. So I'll get those up and going. Food is not the boss of me. Watkins Glen, New York. Well, Lita Jean, thank you for the support. Yeah, if you guys can get me there, have big mouth, will travel. Get me there, and I'll do it. Syracuse, lots of folks in New York. Wisconsin loves you, that's nice. I want a t-shirt. Yeah, I'll get those on the shop, we'll see. Again, campusmarketing.com. And you know it's pretty good because, when the owner, who's a little bit control freaky, pretty good is not good enough. It needs to be right. So if you have anything, they supply to large universities. They supply to family reunions. If you need something, they can get it done. They know their stuff. All right, I am wrapping up. My husband always laughs at me because I start saying at about the 25-minute mark, I'm going to wrap up, and then I end up talking for an hour. I am wrapping up. Go to CaseyDurango.com for information about the Go Keto with Casey Roadshow event. Dr. Eric Westman, Nurse Jackie Eberstein will be presenting. I will be presenting. More importantly, you guys are going to be there. Well, the people who are going to be there are going to be there. Wonderful people. Great time to connect. There will be giveaways, and I'm trying to come up with some other really fun stuff. We're going to see what we can get going there. Gina, I'm having the hardest time losing weight since I screwed up. All I can say is take it mouthful by mouthful, and then meal by meal, hour by hour, day by day, and try to let go of the mindset that I screwed up. Let go of that. You didn't screw up. You're a human person. Ooh, keychains too. Yes, have I heard of Dr. Bernstein's book, The Diabetes Diet? Yes, and Dr. Westman, he considers Dr. Bernstein one of his teachers. Fascinating man with type 1 diabetes. Yes, I'm familiar with that. All right. I am wrapping up. Does anyone have a quick question or a challenge, or has anyone hit a new low maybe recently? Anything they want to brag about or anything that is challenging them before we cut off here in just a couple of minutes? Bye, Lita. Have a great day. Judy Bowie says, great video. Wish you could talk to us every day. Here's another plug. Patreon.com. I do. I make morning snippets every weekday for patrons. And then there's a patron-only live stream on Fridays. And patron-only group video chats. And these are all depending on your pledge level. And then one-on-ones with me once a month, depending on your pledge level. Bulletproof coffee. Do what you want to do, but that's an awful lot of calories and fat. If you weigh what you want to weigh and you don't want to burn any more body fat, fine. But if you are consuming all the fat your body needs for its energy needs, it won't take it off your backside. But you do what works for you. I tried it. I dabbled with it. I made a video about it. I like it. But then I realized if I'm drinking all this fat, I'm not burn it off my body. Tori, have a great day. Love the daily snippets. I do too. They help me. Yay, 70 pounds down, Cheryl. Brava, brava. Congratulations. That is wonderful. Isn't it amazing? It's almost too good to be true. Oh my goodness, I've got a patron group chat coming up. I'm sorry, guys. I just had a thing. I have a patron group chat coming up in 15 minutes. I really do have to get off. I hope I sent out the link to everybody. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great one. If you're a patron and you're supposed to be on the Saturday video chat, I apologize. I need to send out the link to the video chat right now. Have a good one. Thanks. I hope you can make it to Greensboro. It should be fabulous and a great time to meet the world experts, Dr. Westman and Jackie Epperstein, on this. Adios. Hi, Cindy. Closing off now.